Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Friday afternoon. Before we get started, I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, make sure your post notifications are turned on, make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves heading into the weekend, Easter weekend, man. Again, peace and blessings to everybody. Like I always say, without you guys, there is no me. Thank you guys for always liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Definitely appreciate you guys, man. As always, much love, man. Okay, on to the video. So I'm looking at a video on ESPN, and it's already talking about the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, and we already know the players and coaches, and we have a contributor, and then we also have a team that's going in. Now, we have Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard. So congratulations to both of those men. But the reason that I highlight both of those men is because these guys were two members of what I'm going to talk about in today's topic, which is the 2008 men's Olympic basketball team, labeled also known as the Redeem Team, because they had lost in the FIBA World Championships in 2002. They lost to Argentina in 2004, and they finished third. And then they lost in the 2006 FIBA World Championships. So you already had three straight. You already had lost three straight different medal games after winning in 2000 in Sydney. Now you have the collection of the basketball players who have to make a 3-year commitment. You're talking Carmelo Anthony, you're talking Carlos Boozer, you're talking Tyson Chandler, you're talking Darren Williams, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, Chris Bosh, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Jason Kidd, Michael Redd, Tayshaun Prince, Dwayne Wade, who led the Team USA in scoring in the tournament. All orchestrated by Jerry Colangelo and the head coach of Team USA, Coach Mike Krzyzewski. Hope I'm saying that right. Or in other words, Coach K, if I said that wrong, one of you guys can correct me. Anyway, if you guys remember, there was a documentary that had came out known as the Redeem Team documentary, and it was provided by LeBron and Wade and LeBron's camp, that they were the ones that were producing the documentary. And what bothered me about that was because remember we had saw The Last Dance and how everybody was tuning in because Michael Jordan was on there, and then obviously we was going to talk about the rest of the Chicago Bulls, but again, Jordan was the face and center because he is the franchise's greatest player. And that's not to say that Scottie Pippen isn't great, but what I'm trying to basically say is the reason I want to continue to mention this part is because in the Redeem Team documentary, all you heard was about the impact that Kobe Bryant made on Team USA. For some reason, though, on ESPN, when it was mentioned, I think maybe one time, notice that Fox had never mentioned about the documentary. And then the one time that it was mentioned, the media said, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a really good documentary. But did you notice that nobody even talked about the documentary at all? Yeah, it was not a series. It wasn't a 10-part series documentary like The Last Dance was, but it was never talked about. And you have to ask yourself, well, they talk about Michael Jordan. LeBron James was on the Redeem Team. Dwayne Wade was on the Redeem Team. But they were talking about so much of Kobe's impact when it came to the work ethic and what it did on the mindset on the rest of Team USA. But for some reason, the media never, ever decided to talk about Kobe's impact. And I said to myself, they did this by design. And I also remember, I'm trying to think here. That there were some things going on when, there were some issues in terms of like LeBron having with Kobe in maybe, I think it was in one of the practices when LeBron actually got on Coach K and he couldn't go to Kobe directly, but he had to tell Coach K, like, can you check that dude? Can you check him? in terms of the way he was playing, like on the court in practice. And Coach K was able to go to him, and Kobe was able to say, it's fine. So Kobe was showing you that he was coachable during Team USA. And Kobe set the tone because he wasn't even worried about scoring. Did Kobe struggle from the field? Absolutely. But Kobe was there in the big moments. And that's why you're going to listen to what Coach K has to say. And it really shows you how disrespectful the media is. And it's how crazy how LeBron pretends like he's so close with Kobe. But anytime that Kobe's been disrespected, LeBron has never come out in defense of Kobe Bryant. And the fact that the Redeem Team documentary came out and nobody even talked about it, it just lets you know what the media thinks of Kobe Bryant. Because you would think the type of player that Kobe was, and at the time Kobe was the best in the game, even though a lot of LeBron fanboys and a lot of Kobe haters like to say Kobe at no point was ever the best player in the game. It's so interesting because if you watch that time period from 2006 to about 2010, Kobe was either the best player or he was 1B with LeBron James when LeBron was ascending to becoming the best player in basketball. That's what's so disingenuous about the media, right? So we are going to take a listen to what Coach K had to say about Kobe Bryant in the 2008 Redeem Team that is going into the Hall of Fame. And the very interesting part is, I want you guys to take a listen to it, and then I'm gonna say my final thoughts. So I was watching Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard talk a bit, but we're gonna listen to Coach K and take a listen to what he has to say about Team USA on the 2008 Olympic team and on Kobe. Take a listen to this.
Really the key guy in that. And then the time commitment that the players gave. Like we were together a long time, and we changed how we prepared. We started international scouts. We added more people. We learned the international game instead of saying we can impose our game on them. And then we had international officials. And we developed a set of standards where all the guys lived by those standards. And they were the best group of guys. I wish like crazy that Kobe was here because he was really the key guy, I think, because as many great players as we had at that point, he was the greatest, and everyone looked up to him, and he certainly set a great example.
And did you take a listen to what Coach K just said about Kobe Bryant? He said that all of the players looked up to Kobe. If you were to listen to a Kobe Bryant hater, you would think that Kobe did absolutely nothing on Team USA. If Kobe Bryant did absolutely nothing and he was just along for the ride, as some of you guys say, why is the coach of Team USA saying Kobe was the greatest and Kobe was the most important? He didn't say Kobe was the greatest player on the team per se, but Kobe was the most important. And why do I say that? It's because Kobe and Jason Kidd, they were the two leaders on the team. They set the culture of the team. Kobe's work ethic. Kobe influenced LeBron to work out at 4 a.m. in the morning. If you guys listen to the Hall of Fame, if you want to see the Hall of Fame, if you guys remember Chris Bosh in his Hall of Fame speech, and he was talking about how the impact that Kobe had when it came to the mindset and the relentless work ethic it took if you wanted to be great, if you wanted to win. He was talking about how Kobe had already worked out. Kobe was already icing his knees while everybody else was getting their work in. Sorry, I apologize for the siren, but my point is, Coach K is telling you himself. Kobe Bryant set the tone defensively. You could say, well, he wasn't really playing any competition. Fine, that's fine. But I'm trying to make a point here, ladies and gentlemen, and it's that you're seeing Kobe's impact as the coach is telling you. Are you going to call him a liar? Because he's the one that coached Team USA. So that's why it's crazy the amount of disrespect that Kobe gets when Kobe and Kidd were the veteran leaders on Team USA, and Kobe's work ethic set the tone and the culture of the team. Never did I say Kobe was the best player on the team. Remember, think about it this way. Dwayne Wade was the Charles Barkley of Team USA in 2008 as Barkley was in 92. Barkley was the best scorer as Wade was the best scorer because of the total points he scored. But Jordan being able to commit to be able to help send the game global along with all the other guys that were there, the Chris Mullins, the David Robinsons, the Patrick Ewings, the Karl Malones, the John Stocktons, Magic, Larry, Clyde Drexler, Scottie Pippen, Christian Laettner. That's why I say it's important to know Kobe's impact. Hold on a second. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to really honestly understand the mindset, listen to what the players said in the gold medal game against Spain. And remember the players that Spain had. Kobe said he was going to set the tone by running into Pau Gasol, into Pau's chest. It was a mind thing. Some people reacted like, yo, Kobe's crazy. Like, how he treat his teammate like that? I said, it's so funny. People say that Kobe treated Pau like how could he do that to him? But it's so funny because Kobe has constantly given Pau his flowers. And he says, Kobe even said it at a dinner. One day, Pau was going to be in the Raptors with the Lakers. And he said that the acquisition of Pau Gasol changed everything for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant has said this numerous times. But you would think that the fans make it seem, the Kobe haters and stuff will make it seem like if Kobe didn't really care about Pau. Kobe respected work ethic. He respected you if you worked hard. Am I saying Kobe was this jolly old, unbelievable person and teammate? He wasn't. He had to learn how to be a better person. Jason Kidd was talking about how Kobe opened up, and it's just going to show you the impact. So we're going to take a listen to Jason Kidd. Give me 1 second, guys. What we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to Jason Kidd. This was about over a year ago, and he sat down with Rachel Nichols. So listen to what Jason Kidd has to say when Rachel Nichols is doing a sit-down interview with Jason Kidd talking about Team USA, and then he's going to talk about the whole Kobe and LeBron thing, and then you're going to see what happens. All right, so let's take a listen to what Rachel has to say.
Jason Kidd had the ball flying everywhere. He said LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Melo, everyone's trying to keep up. And that he actually stopped practice and called everyone over. And that you spoke up before he even could. And you were like, I know, I got to tone it down. And before the words could even come out of your mouth, according to Coach K, that LeBron and Kobe piped up. And they both said, no, that's Jason Kidd. We're going to adjust to him.
Right. Balls it was probably like my stat line against the Lakers. 0 points and 7 turnovers, and Coach K goes, and we asked this old guy to come back and help us. Our first practice, it's kind of a surreal moment because everyone's like kind of watching to see who's going to do what's LeBron going to do, what's Kobe going to do, and my job was to get those two to talk.
Really? Because there wasn't really a relationship there?
No, I think it was.
So there was no real relationship with LeBron and Kobe. So Jason Kidd is telling you, because he was there, that his job was to try to get them to be on the same page and be able to talk to each other. There was a mutual respect, but again, being able to have conversations, because again, that's how you build team camaraderie, that's how you build chemistry. All right, let's continue.
LeBron and Kobe?
Yeah, I think they're both eyeing each other. They want to win.
How did you foster that relationship?
We just had to spend time off the court. Mm-hmm. We had to, I give Kobe credit. I didn't know, he doesn't probably like golf or didn't like golf, but he went to the driving range. And then when he went to swing left hand, that's when we knew he was messed up.
Well, because I feel like that's when you see him being human,
yeah,
right?
Well, that's what the joke was. We go, oh, he's not a robot.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Kidd is telling you, and I feel like this was to me the turnaround for Kobe in his career. Kobe learned not only how to be a leader, but he learned how to be able to have interpersonal skills with his teammates, between people. So that's why he was able to learn and build relationships. And this is why Kobe is on record as saying that the 2008 to 2010 Lakers were his favorite group, is because of what he was able to do as a leader and the relationships he was able to build with his teammates. This is where Kobe actually started to become a much better person. He's had moments with other guys in his career and that it wasn't the best. But again, Kobe would tell you why he loved those '08 to '10 Lakers so much. Let's continue.
He's human. He's hitting the ball from the other side. And so
There's at least one thing he sucks at.
yeah, and in his eyes, he's like, just give me 1 week. I'm gonna
Right?
be
Of
pro.
course, I'm sure he would have too. If you would give him a week of intensive golf
Right.
lessons, he would have come back and beat everyone.
But that was, I thought, a big moment for a lot of the guys who went to that driving range. Just to see Kobe laugh at himself.
Right.
Because a lot of times you don't see Kobe. You know, he's serious and he's wanting to win, but he was open that day, and that helped our team. But I think with LeBron and Kobe was the 4 o'clock workouts
Right.
that Kobe did. You know, LeBron sees that, okay, you're working, I'm gonna work.
This is 4 a.m.
Yeah, 4 a.m.
Just to clarify for
This could be
people out there.
when some of the guys were coming back from the other workout.
Yeah, the nighttime, well, for the workouts, so sometimes like.
So did you hear what Jason Kidd said? LeBron saw Kobe work out at 4 a.m. and that drove LeBron to go work out at 4 a.m. with Kobe. Now Melo, he wasn't doing all that, and that was my issue with Carmelo mentally wise, because I felt like Melo could have been a much better player, and he could have showed, to me, he could have had better intangibles. Again, Melo's a great scorer, great player, but I felt like he didn't really get the best out of himself, in my opinion, when it comes to his career. And that's when I got to learn Melo a lot more, especially when I saw his time with the Knicks. So that was, to me, telling more of anything. But getting back on Kobe, again, Jason Kidd mentions the 4 a.m. workouts. He mentions the fact that he gave Kobe credit for being able to be open. And I said that, to me, this was the genesis of Kobe bringing that Team USA experience to his NBA career, to his basketball team, the Los Angeles Lakers, right once they were in championship contention and being able to make the finals after the Pau Gasol trade. I said Kobe was able to three-peat with Pau Gasol. Think about that for a second. And I'm not disrespecting Pau at all. Again, Pau was a huge key to those championships. He changed everything. Okay, in the words of Kobe, you could even hear it from me. But my point is, Pau was he was an all-star player, but he was never a dominant player. That's what I'm trying to say. When you compare Shaq to Pau, Pau is more of a downgrade compared to Shaq. He easily fits into the triangle where Kobe was able to be the number one guy. And I said, you have to give Kobe credit, because he was able to win as the number 2 guy behind Shaq. And I'm on record as saying that I felt Kobe and Shaq were equals in 2001 and 2002. Shaq was still the best player on the team, and he was going to get the finals MVPs. But you're not going to disrespect Kobe, because look at Kobe. Kobe went from 15 points per game in 2000, right? And we know how his numbers got a bit skewed due to that injury. Yeah, he didn't shoot the ball great. He only had really one good game, mind you. The very next year, he averaged 24. Again, didn't shoot the ball well, but he made some big baskets in that series. Then against the New Jersey Nets, and the competition's weak. But it's like, if you're going to say that about Kobe, you have to say that about Shaq, because they both played on the same team. Kobe averaged nearly 27 a game. And normally, if you're averaging 27, 5, and 5, that's shooting 51% from the field. That's a finals MVP. It's just Shaq's numbers were historically better. That's it. But that's what I want you to show you guys, ladies and gentlemen, the impact that Kobe Bryant had on Team USA. And notice that the media never talks about it. They never, ever, ever talk about it. They make it seem like if it was the other guys and it was LeBron, but this is why I said I wanted to listen you guys to listen to Coach K, and I wanted you to listen to Jason Kidd. I want you guys to listen to the documentary too, and you will see Kobe's impact. And you notice the media never talked about it. Never. But this is why I said, Kobe Bean, respect to you. And then I really want to see what players are going to mention Kobe during the Basketball Hall of Fame this upcoming August or September, whenever the Hall of Fame is. I'm pretty sure it's either late August or early September. That's what I know. But I just want to see what players from that Redeem team are going to mention Kobe. I know I can give you a hint on who's going to. I'm just wondering if that guy from Akron is going to do it. I'm wondering is he going to do it? I just wonder. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, shout out to Coach K. Shout out to Jason Kidd for giving Kobe his flowers. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comment section about Kobe getting his respect from Coach K, saying that he was the greatest and he was the best on the team when it came to changing the culture of Team USA, and Jason Kidd giving Kobe his credit and talking about how his workouts and his work ethic influenced the other players on the team. That's leadership. Let me know what you guys think. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.